And welcome back to the channel. Today, as you could probably guess by the title of the video, I bought a random box of video games off eBay. Now this box cost me $43, and it wasn't technically a mystery box. There was a picture, but I tried not to look at it. I've seen a few titles, which they're not that promising, but hopefully there's some gems somewhere in this box. It says it has Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, and Xbox One games, which cool. I collect for all of those consoles, so hopefully there's some gems in this box. I will show you the value of each game as we go, and at the end we'll compare it to, what I paid. Hopefully it's worth more. And, whatever games I don't keep, which I have a feeling is going to be a lot of them, I'm going to take to my local disc replay and turn in for credit and hopefully buy some good games. So that'll hopefully be at the end of the video whenever that happens. I have all of the games stacked to my right here. I have seen some of them, but the box kind of fell apart, so I'm just going to grab them off the stack, and we're going to go over them and see if we got anything good. All right, our first game is Connectimals, which admittedly is not the best start, right? Hopefully the light's not glaring too bad there. I don't know much about the Kinect games, really. I had a 360. I never had a Kinect, or I didn't use it. I don't know. But Connectimals, I can't imagine it's worth a ton, and it's a kid game, probably printed a billion copies of it. It was probably like a launch title or something. I really don't know, but not the best start to the video. Coming in second here is Just Dance 4. So starting off with two heaters, some of the best games ever made. No, again, the Just Dance games might have been Heat. I don't know. I never played them. I was kind of a fat kid, so I didn't really play a lot of games like this. Don't know what it's worth. I'm assuming like 50 cents. But yeah, this box is off to a terrible start. And will it be worth more than $43? I don't know. A real banger here for number 3. We have Connect Sports Season 2, and I'm starting to think that this guy ripped me off. Not really, because he had a picture, so I could have known. I will say, though, the games are complete so far. The boxes look pretty good. They've all had the manuals. It's just the games themselves kind of suck so far. So, all right, we have an Xbox One game. We have Fallout New Vegas, the Ultimate Edition. Just the game here. If I were to replay New Vegas, it probably wouldn't be on the Xbox One, but it is, a great game, obviously.
Yeah, so from everything that I can find, not sure why this filter is on, but from everything I can find, this game is actually worth $34, basically. I'm not sure why that the Ultimate Edition on Xbox One is worth that much, but it really appears to be so.
Not sure what this copy is worth. It is interesting that it has both consoles listed on the top there. Like I said, I wasn't an Xbox guy, so these two gens here, I really didn't play a ton of games, so yeah, Fallout New Vegas. Hey, at least we got a good game, right? I didn't know that they made physical editions of Rocket League, but this is apparently the collector's edition. The box is in pretty rough shape, honestly. But yeah, can't imagine this is worth much. Not a big Rocket League player myself, but interesting that there is physical copies for it, though. Hey, we got another game here that's not a Kinect game. We have Red Dead Redemption 2 for the PS4. I don't know if this is really a bold take or not, but it's kind of boring, right? Like, it has its moments, obviously. It's a very well-written game. I just was kind of bored by it, to be honest. So, sorry if that hurt your feelings, but not my favorite game. We have another PS4 game. We have Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition. Again, a good game. I already own this exact copy, though, in much better condition. Lately I've been thinking I should play Fallout 76, and every time I read something about it, it's just extremely negative. Have you played Fallout 76? Is it fixed? Is it still shit? Let me know in the comments. Portal 2. Another game that I have a copy of. This is the Platinum Hits Edition, which makes it probably worth less than the original, if I had to guess. Platinum Hits is like greatest hits for Xbox, right? It is with new content, though, so that's pretty cool. Assassin's Creed 2 for the Xbox 360. Again, if I were to play this game, it probably would not be on the 360, but it is a pretty nice copy of the game, and it's not a Kinect game. Call of Duty Black Ops, and apparently this was $1 at some point. I hope it's worth more than that now. I doubt it. To be honest, I am not a fan of shooters. I never have really played them. You know, obviously I've played a couple, GoldenEye and a little bit of Halo back in the day, but I never really played Call of Duty or Battlefield or anything. It's just not for me. Speaking of Battlefield, we have Battlefield 3 here for the Xbox 360. 2 discs. Still has the online pass in the box. I'm sure that is no longer good. But yeah, just another game that I really don't have a ton of experience with. Okay, here we have something interesting. We have the Star Wars The Clone Wars Tetris Worlds Combo Pack for the original Xbox. Did not know this was a thing. What a weird couple of games to combine. That might be my favorite game so far, though. That's pretty cool. Star Wars and Tetris together. Who would have thought? Borderlands 2 for the 360 is a good game, a very good game. Beginning to think that this box is mostly just very common games, which is probably why it was only $43, right? I guess I can't complain too bad, really. Great game, though. Prototype for the Xbox 360. Now, I never played Prototype. This is a game that, you know, maybe it's something I can get into now on the 360. I was more of a Sony guy, and back in the day, I did buy a 360. I think I had the fat white model. But that was just to play Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon, and I really didn't play anything else, so maybe I hop into Prototype. Is it any good? Skylander Giants. I remember seeing the Skylander stuff all over the stores, right? You could buy those little toys, and I think you can, like, use them. Like, you scan them like an amiibo or something. Really cool premise. I always kind of wanted to play it when I was younger, but I just never did. I don't really know a ton about it. 45 Skylanders to collect, though. And speaking of Halo, we have Halo 3 for the Xbox 360. I only played the original, so I don't know a ton about Halo 3, although I know it's pretty well loved. I have no idea what it's worth, but at least it's a good game. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for the Xbox 360. Most of these games are Xbox 360 games, which is a little disappointing. Honestly, I was hoping for mostly PS3 and PS4 games, if I'm being honest. That's what I like to collect, but I have a small 360 collection. Something like Call of Duty is just not going to be in it, though, so this will definitely be a trade-in. Okay, here we go. Fable for the original Xbox, and that's actually a pretty cool pull because I have a video coming out soon where I bought a bunch of games off of Vinted, used games, and 2 of them were Fable 2 and 3, so this completes the collection, which is pretty cool. Okay, this might be my favorite game of the lot. Cabela's Deer Hunt 2005 season. It's got the manual. Box is in pretty good shape. You know, talking about enduring series, how long have they been making Cabela games? For like 500 years or something, right? Like I see these all the time. They must be pretty good. Like, maybe I need to play. What's the best Cabela's game? I'll just play it because obviously someone is buying these games because they keep making them. Unfortunately, we got Madden 16 for the Xbox One, which that saddens me because I have a lot of fond memories growing up of Madden. 04 through 08 are like some of the best football games ever made, and the series now is trash, right? Like, Madden 26 is probably hardly any different than Madden 16. It just has some paint on it, right? EA is the only company that's allowed to make games. They have no competition, and their games suck. It's just shitty code on top of shitty code. The last Madden I bought, I think, was Madden 20. I might have had 21 digitally or something, but yeah, these games suck, and I'm not going to play them. Speaking of games that used to be good, NBA 2K18. This is the one with Kyrie Irving on the cover. I think 2K11 is one of the best sports games ever made. And to see how far, this company, 2K, has also fallen is pretty sad. The microtransactions, all that stuff, these games are terrible now. I think the last one I played was probably this one or 2K17. Kinect Adventures for the Xbox 360. Not much I can say here. I don't know too much about it. It's probably fine, I guess. We also have Dance Central 2, which, again, a Kinect game that I know little to nothing about. Hey, we have a PS3 game. We have Assassin's Creed 3, which I already own this. A good game, right? Not my favorite Assassin's Creed, but, I'll admit this box has been pretty disappointing, and part of that's on me because, I just bought a random box and I didn't look at what was in it. I was hoping for a couple more gems, though. I think Fable and that Cabela's game and that Dual Disc have really been the only thing that's been kind of cool. We have one game left, and it is a PS3 game. It is the Legendary Edition of Skyrim, which, again, I own this exact game already in much better shape, and, you know, I've bought Skyrim probably 8 times at this point. I think the only game that I've bought more than Skyrim is Final Fantasy X, which I'll buy that every time it comes out. I don't care. One of the greatest games of all time. This is also one of the greatest games of all time, but, you know, I already have a copy. I'm going to go through and add up what all of these are worth, and we'll see if it's worth more than what I paid. Probably not, if I had to guess. Maybe. Who knows? It's a lot of games, right? And then I'm going to take, you know, all the games I want to trade in, which is most of them, and I'll see how much credit I get, and then I'll tell you what I bought with that credit. Hopefully something good. So we'll be back in a little bit. Thank you for watching me unbox these pretty average video games, and yeah, let's see what they're worth. Alright, so using the price chart, it seems like I got a great deal here. Now, I'm going off complete in-box prices for these, so maybe some of them are not in the best shape and it would take a few dollars off here and there, but I went with the lowest price complete in-box because all of these games were. Earlier in the video, I showed the eBay screenshot that I paid $43, but that was before shipping. I actually paid $57.13 total. As I went through these games, I really thought we wouldn't hit that mark, but apparently, I don't know anything about what old games are actually worth. After adding everything up, the total came to $235.72. Absolutely incredible. Now, will I get anywhere close to that reselling to a video game store? Of course not. I wouldn't expect to. However, this was still very surprising and made me feel better about the deal. Now, let's go see what we can get. I went to 2nd and Charles.
Oh my god, why would you do that?
Now, my initial plan was to go to my local disc replay, and I really should have, because 2nd and Charles ended up being quite a disappointment. I had the, 30-odd games from the lot, plus some books that I wanted to sell. They told me it could be days before they even called me to tell me what the total would be. A few days later, after turning in my books and games, I got a call, and they offered me $66. That's pretty disappointing, right, for the amount of games and books that I was turning in. But it turned out that they didn't accept damn near none of the games that I turned in. I know that, most video game stores would have at least offered me $2, $3, $4 for some of these games. So 1 week later, I was back at 2nd and Charles, and I had $66 to spend. And, looking at the games, they just really don't have a good selection at 2nd and Charles. I looked at PS1, PS2, 3, 4. They had maybe 8 or 9 Switch games. All the DS games were trash. They have a lot of Funko Pops, though, so they got that going for them. Eventually, I just went and looked at the fantasy books, and they had a better selection of fantasy books than they did video games, but still nothing really caught my eye. 2nd and Charles is a place where people turn in books, right? So sometimes they don't have entire series, or they'll have number 4 of a series. And being a completionist, I don't really want to buy number 4. At least if I'm going to buy one book, it's just going to be the first, right? So eventually, I did find one item that cost $69. Nice. So I would have to spend $3 of my own money, but I did find something admittedly pretty cool. So with my $66, I got this 2-book set of Dune. And this is a soft cover set with each of the 3 books in its own trilogy. The first one with Dune, Dune Messiah, and Children of Dune. See here? It's actually pretty cool for a soft cover. And the second book with God Emperor of Dune, Heretics of Dune, and Chapter House Dune. I think this would be an actual good way to reread this series. So yeah, my $66 turned into these 2 books. Overall, I like the idea of 2nd and Charles. I just don't think it's executed very well. Specifically maybe at my 2nd and Charles. Maybe yours is better. But next time, I will definitely be taking my games to disc replay. And I still have about 20-something odd games to take back, so after a while, when we collect some more that we don't want, we will do another video where we go to disc replay. So was the box of games worth it from eBay? Technically, yes. They were valued more than I paid for them, so it was worth it. I really found, no games to really keep in my collection. Some of them are pretty cool, And honestly, some of the PS4 games that were good in the lot, I just gave to my son, and I really just want to trade in the rest. So I think that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment. Let me know if I should buy more mystery or just random lots off of eBay. Please subscribe to the channel if you have. I think at this minute right now, I currently have 14 subscribers, which is pretty cool. You could be the 15th. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time.
Didn't think it would end this way.
End? No, the journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path. One that we all must take.